All right, welcome back to another game of On Base Baseball. My name is Brian Haferkamp, and I am the designer and creator of On Base. And today we have a really nice matchup between two teams that should have been but never were, and that's the '98 Braves going to the Bronx and playing the New York Yankees from 1998, the two best teams arguably in baseball in 1998. Two of the best teams of the 1990s, in fact. And they did not meet in the World Series. The Braves sort of choked it against the against the Padres in the '98 playoffs, although they swept the Cubs, and then they lost to the Padres 4-2. There were a couple heartbreaker type games in that series, and they just couldn't claw back into it. The Yankees, on the other hand, they won 114 games. These are two 100 win teams, by the way. The Yankees won 114. They swept Texas. They beat a really good Cleveland Indians lineup 4-2 in the AL Championship Series, and in the World Series they swept the Padres. A dominant performance from the Yankees. Pitching for the Yankees will have David Cone, the righty, and pitching for the Braves going to throw Maddox to the mound. So let me go through the Braves lineup really quickly. It's going to be Gerald Williams, Chipper Jones, Galarraga at first, Lopez catching, Ryan Klesko in right field, Andrew Jones in center, Weiss at shortstop, Keith Lockhart played second base that year for the Braves, and then Maddox in the pitcher spot. Even though we're in an American League stadium, I chose to go with pitchers batting, just a National League kind of guy. For the Yankees, we'll have Bernie Williams leading off, Jeter at short, Paul O'Neill in right, Strawberry in left, Tino Martinez at first, Scott Brocious at third base, Jorge Posada catching, and Chuck Knobloch playing second base. And of course, Coney is going to be in the ninth spot. So let's go ahead and get to the game. Got it all set up. Again, I'm using the 1990s game engine chart. So I'm replaying a few games here in the 90s just to make sure this will be the next decade roster set that I release. So I want to just sort of play test a few games to make sure that everything's okay, that I haven't missed anything, especially on the game engine chart. So look for that to be available soon. All right, so I got my dice roller, got my chart over here. This way is my score sheet that's all filled in. And I do have the computer over here to the left just so I can look up the sheets a little bit easier than on my phone. They're PDFs, so it's a little bit more of a challenge on my phone, though still doable. But it'll be a little easier with the computer. So let's get into it. Going to be Gerald Williams, left fielder for the Braves, leading off. He has 9 batting runs in 1998. That's going to be a 3.4. Coney is going to be pitching out of this first column. He is a 3.45 FIP that year. 28 batters faced is his stamina, and almost the same for Maddox. 281. Actually, his FIP is way lower, but they're pitching both out of the same column, and his stamina is 29. So it'll be Cone against the Braves, and it's going to be a 3.4. Now, 3.4 to a 9 is going to be a single plus, and a single plus is a single with an error check, so that's going to be a single down the left field line, and it's going to be to Strawberry. Strawberry picks it up cleanly, gets it back in, and holds Gerald Williams to a single. I'm going to go ahead and try to steal. Williams is a 6, and he picks up the stolen base. Anything from 1 to a 6 on the D9 would have been good. And that brings up Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones of 45 batting runs, so he's going to be hitting out of this first column. That's a 45, and that's going to be a 2-run bomb for Chipper Jones. You can see here, this is a home run. And so Chipper stands in against David Cone and knocks it out of the park for a 2-run bomb. And so that's going to be a quick 2-0 lead for the Braves as his home run brings in Gerald Williams. So the Braves jump out early and powerfully, and so we go to Galarraga. Galarraga is also hitting out of this. He's a 46 batting run, so great offensive year for him. And that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. for the first out of the inning, first out of the game. Javi Lopez is a 15 batting runs. That's a 2-5 to Lopez, and 2-5 to Lopez can be a flyout with an error check. So that's a flyout to right field. Possible error. Right fielder is Paul O'Neill, but he's a plus fielder, so that's going to be a flyout to right field as he ranges over and makes the play. 2 down, and Ryan Klesko up to bat. A 1-5 to Klesko. Klesko was an 11, so he's hitting out of the second column. It's going to be a ground out to the first baseman, and that'll be the third out of the inning. But the Braves do put 2 on the board as they take a 2-0 lead on the Chipper Jones home run. So putting Jones in the 2 spot is paying off so far for the Braves. This is a little bit more of a sabermetric move to put your best hitter in the 3 hole. Go to the bottom of the first inning. It's going to be Greg Maddux against this Yankee lineup. It's going to be Bernie Williams, Jeter, and Paul O'Neill up first for the Yankees. 4-5 to Bernie baseball, and that's going to be his own home run. So Bernie goes yard, leading off the game. Not unheard of for Bernie Williams, as he had a lot of pop in his bat for a good center fielder. 4-5 to Jeter. Jeter is not hitting out of this first column. Jeter's hitting out of this second column here. It's going to be a single, a long single. That's what the single with the asterisk means. And a long single means that he can get a double on that if his speed rating is 6 or greater, which, Jeter is a 7, so he's going to take the extra base as he gets a hustle double. Basically, you can think of the single asterisk, the long single, as like a hustle double for your really fast runners. So Jeter is second base with Paul O'Neill up to the plate. Paul O'Neill's a 25, so it's going to be a 25-25. And it's a flyout with an error check, flyout to center. And that's Andrew Jones, and he sprints over and tracks it down. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. No movement from Jeter to third base as they have Darryl Strawberry coming up. A 1-5 to Strawberry. He is a 13 batting run, so that's going to be here in this column too. It's going to be a ground out to the second baseman, so he does get the runner over to third base on the grounder. And so now Jeter's at third base with 2 outs and Tino Martinez to the plate. 1-5 from Martinez. That's going to be a similar play. It's going to be a ground out right back to the pitcher. Maddux, a multi-time Gold Glover, gloves it, tosses it over to first, and Galarraga squeezes it for the out. So 2-1 now as we head to the top of the second inning. So the Yankees get 1 back on the Bernie Williams home run. Up for the Braves in the top of the second inning is going to be Andrew Jones, Walter Weiss, and Keith Lockhart. That's a 5-6 from Cone. A 5-6 from Cone to a 10 is going to be a strikeout. So that's going to be a strikeout swinging as he gets Andrew Jones, most likely on a curveball. Jones didn't have a lot of success against curveballs that year. Walter Weiss, he's a 1 against Coney. So a 6-6, and a 6-6 comes off the pitcher card, or the pitcher side, I guess. And a 6-6 is going to be a strikeout for David Cone. So 2 down in the inning, and Keith Lockhart, the diminutively sized second baseman. He's a -8, the small second baseman. Here's a 3-5. A 3-5 to a -8 is going to be a double play or a strikeout. In this case, Cone gets Lockhart swinging, and he strikes out the side. So he comes back strong in the second inning, and the Yankees come up to bat in the bottom of the second. It's going to be Scott Brosius, Posada, and Chuck Knobloch. So a 2-3 to Scott Brosius. Brosius that year was an 18 batting run, so a 2-3 here is going to be a ground out back to the pitcher. We have an error check. Possible error check on Maddux. Maddux is a plus defender, so no error check. So this is a 1 or a 2. It's a possible error. It's only an error on a 2 if the player has a minus fielding or defense rating. It's notable that every one of the Braves has a plus in this game except for Andres Galarraga. So a very good defensive team that year. So Maddox snags it, makes the play to first, and it brings up Jorge Posada. Posada is a 1-4 to Posada, who is a 6. That's going to be a hit by pitch or a walk. So Maddox with a rare walk, frustrated with himself as he puts Posada on in front of Chuck Knobloch. There's a 2-4, and Knobloch was a 5 that year, so we look at the 2-4, and it's going to be a double play or a strikeout with 1 out. That's going to be an automatic double play. So we go, Galarraga goes 3-6-3. That's the third out. This is second out. So the Braves get out of it in very Greg Maddux-like fashion as he walks the guy and then promptly gets a double play. Nicely turned by Galarraga on the 3-6-3, and that gets the Braves out of the second inning. We go to the top of the third. It's still 2-1 Atlanta over New York. Again, this is the 98 Braves at the 98 Yankees. It's going to be Maddux to the plate. Maddux is a -5 batting run, so a 2-6. 2-6 to a -5 is going to be a ground out. So he hits it hard, but he hits it right at Brocious at third. And that turns the lineup over. It's going to be a 2-4. 2-4 to a 9 is going to be a double play or a strikeout. So we get a strikeout here. So Cone with his fourth strikeout of the game in the first 2 2/3 innings. He's looking good after that Chipper Jones home run. A little bit of a rough start for him. Jones up now. He did homer in his last at bat. It's a 4-5. It's going to be another home run. 4-5 is his home run number because he's hitting out of this first column here. And so you can see a 4-5 is going to be another home run for Chipper Jones as he goes 2 for 2 with 2 long balls. And that's going to give a Braves a 3-1 lead as he's a one-man wrecking crew. 56 to 46 batting runs. Galarraga is going to be a fly out, straight left field. And that'll be the third out of the inning, but not before Chipper strikes again. 3-1 now. Braves over the Yankees as we go to the bottom of the third inning. And it'll be Maddux facing David Cone, Williams, and Jeter. So back to the top of the lineup. Cone is a -1, so a 36 to a -1. That's going to be a fly out. Left fielder Williams doesn't even have to move. It hits it right to him. And he puts it away for the first out of the inning. 56 to Williams is going to be a strikeout. That's going to be a strikeout looking as he freezes Bernie Williams on the pitch. And Maddux now be facing Derek Jeter. Jeter with a double his last time up. There's a 1-2 and a 1-2 to Jeter. It's going to be a ground out to the second baseman. So 1-2-3 inning for Maddux as he comes back. Gives up the leadoff home run to Bernie Williams, and now he's put together 2 solid innings after that. So it's 3-1 as we head to the top of the fourth inning. Atlanta still over New York. And it's going to be Lopez, Klesko, and Jones up in the top of the fourth inning. Here's a 1-3, and that's going to be a 1-3 to Lopez, who is a 15 batting run. So here's going to be a ground out. A little 2-hopper to the shortstop. Jeter takes it in over to first and puts it away. Klesko up now. It's a 2-5 to an 11. And a 2-5 to an 11 is going to be a fly out. That's going to be down the right field line. So he pulls it straight down the line. It's going to be a tough play. But O'Neill ranges over and makes the play. Second out of the inning and brings up Andrew Jones. There's a 1-4 to Jones. 1-4 to a 10 is going to be a single. So solid single. Right up the middle for Andrew Jones as he stays on that fastball and puts it right through the middle of the box. Jones is a 7, and so I'm just going to go ahead and try to steal with him since Walt Weiss will be hitting out of this column. That's a 2. It's going to be a stolen base for Andrew Jones. Tempted to steal third, but not going to do that with 2 outs. So Walter Weiss, so 45 to a 1 is going to be a long single. And Wise will stop at first, but that does knock in the run from second base. And that's going to put the Braves up 4-1. A 2-3, 2-3 to Keith Lockhart is here. That's going to be a walk or a hit by pitch. It's a 2 on the D9, so it's going to be a walk. So a 2-out walk, not what Cone was looking for, although he is facing the pitcher, so maybe not such a bad thing. And it's a 1-4, 1-4 to a -5. Another walk, and that's going to be to Maddox, the pitcher, and that'll turn the lineup back over to the top as everybody moves up a base. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and it's going to be Gerald Williams to the plate. 2-6 to Williams, 2-6 for a 9 is going to be a ground out, so just misses that single. He has a 9 batting runs, and that's going to be a ground out. A little number to the catcher. Catcher's up with it. Posada to Martinez, and that gets the Yankees out of a huge mess as they give up 1 run, and the score is now 4-1. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's going to be the heart of the order up for the Yankees. O'Neill, Strawberry, and Tino Martinez. There's a 4-6 to a 2-5. So 4-6 is going to be a line out or a pop out if it's a 7 or above. It's a 1, so let's roll again for the line out. It's going to be line to third base as Chipper Jones snags that liner as it heads down the line. That'll be 1 out in the inning. It's a 4-6 to a 13 and a 4-6 to a 13, same. So that's going to be another line shot. This one to first base, and they're just hitting lasers all over the infield, but right at the Braves defenders, so a little bit of bad luck here for the Yankees as Maddox throws to Tino Martinez. This is going to be a 4-5 to a 17, and that's going to be a single, a long single. It doesn't really matter with Martinez. His speed is a 3, so that's going to keep him at first base. So runner on first, 2 outs, and Scott Brocious to the plate. He has an 18 batting runs, so a 3-6 to an 18. That's going to be a walk as Maddox puts his second base runner on via walk, and that's going to move Tino Martinez up to second base. So first and second now with 2 outs. Yankees got a little something cooking here, and a 3-4 to a 6. That's going to be a single with an error check, so a single to center field, and we check the error. That's Andrew Jones makes the play, and the single with 2 outs is going to score Martinez from first automatically. That's going to push the runner to third base, and that's going to be an RBI single for Jorge Posada as he wraps one straight up the middle, just past the glove. Maddox is a little frustrated with himself because he couldn't get to that and save the run, but now that makes the score 4-2, Atlanta over New York. 3-5, or a 3-5 to a 5. A 3-5 to a 5 is going to be a ground out. Grounded to the second baseman. Goes a short way to first, and that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. So 1 run, the Yankees get back, and it's now 4-2, Atlanta over New York. Head to the top of the 5th inning. Cone can go 28 batters. He's at 19 right now, so no particular danger, except for Chipper Jones, who's 2 for 2 with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. He is not going to get a home run this time. 2-4 to a batter in this column is going to be a double play or a strikeout, so Coney gets the best of him this time, and that's going to be the 1st out of the inning. A 1-4 to Andres Galarraga. He finally gets a hit, so he's now 1 for 3 as he hits a solid single between third and short, and that puts him at first base with Javi Lopez up, 1 out. Here's a 4-5 to Lopez. Is going to be a single, a long single. Javi with a 3 speed is going to stay at first, but what the long single does is it acts like a 2-out hit, so it allows Galarraga to go all the way to third base as he hustles going first to third. So now runners at the corners with 1 out. David Cone faces Ryan Klesko, a 3-5 to an 11. That's going to be a strikeout. Something you had to live with Ryan Klesko. He could hit it 8 miles or he could strike out. That's kind of what you had with him. And Andrew Jones, same thing here. He's sort of an all or nothing hitter. And he singled his last at bat, singled and scored. This time he's going to hit a fly ball to right center field. Bernie Williams puts it away. And that's going to end the threat. With runners at the corners, the Braves can't get them in. And so that could be a big inning for Cone and the Yankees, as he is at 24 batters. He's the next guy up. And so I think probably going to pull David Cone here. The Yankees were sort of loaded everywhere that year. So it's going to be Maddox facing off against Cone, the pitcher, Bernie Williams, and Derek Jeter. Let me take just a break, and I'll get a pinch hitter for the Yankees and insert a new pitcher for the next inning. All right, so the pinch hitter is going to be Chad Curtis, and this is going to end David Cone's day. He goes 5 innings, gives up 4 runs, and we'll have his final line at the end of the game. But he did gut his way through 5 innings, gave up the 2-run home run, and then the solo shot to Chipper Jones in the 3rd inning. But Chad Curtis comes to bat. He's going to be a -4 batting runs, so you don't get a serious advantage over David Cone, but it does allow us to move Cone out of the game. It's going to be Ramiro Mendoza, the right-hander, coming in for David Cone in the next half inning. So there's a 2-5 to a -4 is going to be a flyout with an error check, so it's a flyout to center. And Andrew Jones on his horse into the gap makes the play, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. A 5-6 now to Bernie Baseball, and that's going to be a line out, it's a strikeout. So second strikeout of the day this time. Maddox gets him looking, and that's going to be out number 2 for the inning. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Maddox is somewhat cruising along here. He's had the solo home run, had a little bit of trouble the last inning, but seems to be riding himself here. Here's a 3-4 to Derek Jeter. 3-4 is going to be that's going to be a home run or a strikeout. If it's a 5 or more, it's a 1, and Derek Jeter goes deep, sneaks it over the left field wall. It's a line drive, and that's going to be a line drive home run for Derek Jeter, as he's 2 for 3 with a double and a home run, and that inches the Yankees just a little bit closer now, 4-3 against the Braves. A 2-5 to a 25 is going to be a flyout with an error check, so that's a flyout to left, and Gerald Williams makes the play. But not before the Yankees do a little damage, as Derek Jeter pokes one out down the left field line, and Maddox has now given up 3 runs. It's 4-3 Braves over the Yankees. Maddox is coming up in this inning. We'll have to make a little choice here about him. He's at 18, 19, 20, 21. He can go 29, and we'll just have to see what happens with this inning. It's going to be Ramiro Mendoza relieving David Cone coming into the top of the 6th inning. As a 2-5 to a 1 is going to be a flyout with an error check, so that's down the right field line, and O'Neill races back and makes the play, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Keith Lockhart up now. Lockhart is 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. Here's a 2-3 to a -8, and a 2-3 to a -8 is going to be a ground ball to second base with another error check. And Chucky Knobloch makes a play. 2 outs in the inning. We're going to stick with Maddox. I don't think there's a lot to be gained by taking him out at this point. That's going to be a strikeout as Mendoza gets the pitcher swinging to end the inning. So that's going to be 3 up, 3 down for the Braves. Top of the 6th inning as Mendoza comes in and does provide some relief. He's pitching out of this This last column here, by the way, is a 408 FIP. I didn't say that part. You can't see the score sheet over here. Maddox is up. He's going to be facing Darryl Strawberry, Tino Martinez, and Scott Brocious in the bottom of the 6th inning. Let's see if he can get through 6 at least. Here's a 1-2 to a 13, and that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. Walter Weiss is up with it, over to first. Excuse me, and he makes the play. Same play here to Tino Martinez as he grounds out again to short. Weiss ranges over and throws a strike to first. Galarraga squeezes it for the out, and we move to Scott Brocious. Scott Brocious against a pitcher in this first column, a 1-1 is going to be a strikeout. And Maddox throws that two-seamer right on the corner and gets him looking. That's going to be 3 down in the inning, 3 up, 3 down for Maddox as he cruises through that 6th inning. He's at 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Could go another inning. We'll see how it goes with the Braves. They're up 4-3 as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Ramiro Mendoza still in for the Yankees. It's going to be a 3-4 and a 3-4 to 9 batting runs. This is what Gerald Williams is a single with an error check. Single right up the middle. Bernie makes the play cleanly in center field, and that puts the runner at first base. Williams already with 1 steal. Let's try it again. This time he gets caught as Posada throws him out, trying to steal second base. Chipper Jones up. That's a 1-6. Going to be deep, but playable by the left fielder Strawberry as he moves back on the ball and puts it away for out number 2. Okay. Now Andres Galarraga. Galarraga singled, made it as far as third base in his last at bat, but couldn't get home as the Braves squandered that opportunity, first and third. Here's a 5-6, and that's going to be a 4 to a 46, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Mendoza gets Galarraga looking. He was guessing curveball. He got the fastball on the corner, and that puts away the Braves for the 7th inning. So 7th inning stretch time at Yankee Stadium. Greg Maddux still on the hill for the Braves. He'll be facing off against the bottom third of the order, be Posada, Chuck Knobloch, and a pinch hitter for Mendoza. So Maddux to Posada. He is the Braves. Maddux to Posada. Here's a 35. And Posada is a 6. So 35 to a 6. That's going to be a little nubber that Lopez jumps out quickly and over to first for the first out of the inning. 1-2 to Chuck Knobloch. That's going to be a ground out, and that'll be right to the first baseman. And he's going to take that to himself, or to the bag himself, Galarraga does. And it's going to bring up not Chad Curtis, it's going to bring up a pinch hitter. Curtis is in that spot presently. Actually, I guess Mendoza is technically in that spot. And we're going to pull Ramiro Mendoza. He comes in and provides 2 innings of relief for the Yankees. So let me go ahead and find a pinch hitter for New York. The pinch hitter for New York is going to be Chili Davis. Chili Davis, sort of toward the end of his career here, playing for New York. And he is a 2 batting runs. He'll be batting for Ramiro Mendoza. In the next inning, we're going to bring in Jeff Nelson, the right-hander. And Maddox. Maddox, this is his last inning before he's going to have to drop down. So we'll see. Bobby Cox wants to stick with him through this situation, and we'll see how far this can go. It's going to be 4-3 right now, sort of resetting the score, bottom of the 7th inning. 2 down, and Chili Davis to the plate. There's a 4-5 to Davis, and a 4-5. It's going to be something good. That's going to be a long single. Davis with the 1. The 1 speed is not going to do much for them. At this point, Who do we have? I don't know if they have anybody on the bench. Ricky Leday, maybe? We'll go ahead and insert Ricky Leday as the pinch runner. So Ricky Leday is going to be at first. They're going to take Chili Davis out of the game after he singles in his pinch hit at bat. Ricky Leday is an 8 speed, so we're going to go ahead and try to steal with him, get him in scoring position. He makes it easily as the throw comes in late. So it's a steal for Ricky Leday, and that's going to put Bernie Williams to the plate. Greg Maddux still on the mound, still pitching out of his first column. That's a 1-4, and a 1-4 is going to be a single with 2 outs. That's going to score the runner from third as Maddux gives up the game-tying single in the bottom of the 7th inning. I think Bobby's seen enough. He's going to go ahead and pull Maddux out of the game. Can't lose it, can't win it, and that actually gets Coney off the hook as well. So let me find a new pitcher for the Braves for the bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher for Atlanta is going to be Rudy Cianez. So Maddux goes 6 2/3. And there's still a runner on base. That's going to be his responsibility. So Bernie Williams is at first. And a 2-3 from Cianez. Cianez is a 2.50, so FIP. So he's going to be pitching out of here just a 4 stamina. So he's really just a 1 inning, 1.5 inning pitcher. Against Jeter, it's a 2-3. And a 2-3 is going to be a ground out with an error check. That's a ground out to short. Walt Weiss makes the play. Over to first. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. But the Yankees do get one as they scrap it together with a little small ball. Chili Davis with the pinch hit single is replaced by Ricky Leday. And then Bernie Baseball comes up and knocks him in from second base with 2 outs. Knocks Maddux out of the game. And we have a tie ball game. It's 4-4 as the Yankees have gotten back into this game. 4-4 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. It's going to be Jeff Nelson, the new pitcher for the Yankees. He's going to be facing off against Lopez, Klesko, and Andrew Jones. There's a 1-2. A 1-2 to a 15 is going to be a ground out. That's hit sharply to first base, but Galarraga is up to the challenge. So that's going to be the first out of the inning. I'm sorry, it was Tino Martinez, not Galarraga. There's a 4-5. 4-5 to Klesko. Is going to be a single, I believe. Yep, a long single. Klesko is slower than molasses in winter. And so he's going to stop at first base. Here's a 1-2. This could be a big trouble for Andrew Jones, although he's facing off against Nelson. Nelson is out of the second column. He's a 3.96. If he had been pitching out of the first column, that would have been a strikeout. But a 1-1 to a 10 is going to be a K. And that's a strikeout looking. So Jones can't pull the trigger. And still a runner at first base with Walt Weiss to the plate. Here's a 3-5. 3-5 to Walt Weiss is going to be a ground out to the second baseman. And the Yankees get out of the inning. Braves can't advance the runner past first base. They have not scored since the 4th inning. The Yankees have put 2 up in the last 2 innings. To even the score. And in the bottom of the 8th inning, I think we're going to go ahead and bring in Kerry Lightenberg. This feels like the game, really. And so I'm going to bring in the closer to face the heart of the Yankee order. So sort of using guys out of maybe their rotational piece in the bullpen, but you got to hold them here. You can't let O'Neill, Strawberry, and Martinez beat you. So the Braves are going to bring in Lightenberg. He was a closer that year. Lightenberg had 30 saves for the Braves, 3.03 FIP, and really a 1 inning pitcher. So O'Neill's a 25, a 1-5. to a 25 is going to be a ground out, and that's right up the third base line. But Lopez jumps out, whirls, and throws to first, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Here's a 1-3 to Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry was 13 batting runs, so that puts him here. That's another ground out. It's going to be just shortstop. Weiss up with it cleanly over to first, and Tino Martinez here in the bottom of the eighth inning, 2 outs. That's a 2-4. 2-4 to Martinez is going to be a strikeout. So Lightenberg gets him with the slider. And that's going to be the eighth inning for the Yankees as they're running out of outs. But the game is tied. They managed to tie it the last inning. And we're going to go ahead and bring a new Yankee pitcher in. Nelson came in for 1 inning of relief, and we'll see who the Yankees can bring in. Right, for New York, it's going to be Graham Lloyd, big left-hander, young left-hander for the Yankees back in 1998. Had a really good year, 375 FIP. His ERA was sub-2, 167. He pitched in 50 games for the Yankees. And his stamina is only a 3, so he's really here for 1 inning to try to get the Yankees to the bottom of the ninth. He's going to be facing off against Lockhart, the pitcher spot, with Leitenberg is in that spot now, but we're going to have a pinch hitter. So Lockhart, a pinch hitter, and Gerald Williams. Williams is 2 for 4 on the day with the stolen base. Lockhart 0 for 2. He does have a walk, and we'll see how he fares against the lefty Graham Lloyd. There's a 4-5, 4-5 to a -8 is going to be a long single. Lockhart not fleet of foot, so he stops at first base. And we're going to go ahead and bring in a pinch hitter for the Braves. And the pinch hitter for Atlanta is going to be Michael Tucker. Tucker did have some magic in his bat, especially in the playoffs. Kind of came alive. He's a -4 batting runs that year with 4 speed. And so we'll see. As there's a runner at first base, is Keith Lockhart, sort of station-to-station runner. And we'll see what Tucker can do against Graham Lloyd. There's a 2-3. A 2-3 to a -4 is going to be a ground out to second base. That's going to be an error check. So let's check the error first. If there's no error, then let's check out the double play. No error on the play. So Knobloch fields it cleanly, and there's a throw over to first. I'm going to assume the fielder's choice is second base, and we'll see against Tucker's speeds. He just makes it in, so that's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. That's going to be switching places with Keith Lockhart. Lockhart off the bases, Tucker on the base, and it's going to bring up Gerald Williams to the plate. There's a 1-2 to Gerald Williams, and a 1-2 is going to be a ground out, but the runner's going to advance, so a little 4-hopper to shortstop that Derek Jeter comes in on, and he tosses over to first, flings it over to first, guns it to first, and gets the fleet of foot Williams by half a step. So that's going to be the second out of the inning, but it does move the runner up to second base. And we're going to have the man of the hour, Chipper Jones. He's 2 for 4 with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs already in the game. And we'll see what Larry can do against Graham Lloyd. Hitting right-handed. There's a 1-3, and 1-3 is going to be a ground out. So he hits it hard, but he hits it right at Chuck Knobloch, and that's going to be the end of the inning as the Braves can't capitalize on a leadoff single, and Graham Lloyd comes down and shuts down the Braves in the top of the ninth. So we'll go to the bottom of the ninth inning. It's going to be Scott Brocious, Posada, and Knobloch facing in off against the new Braves pitcher. Let me insert a new pitcher. Right, the new pitcher for the Braves is going to be the old man, the veteran, Dennis Martinez. Had some great years for Montreal and finished up his career toward the end with the Braves. And so he had a really good year, actually. 3.64 FIP. And he can go 7 batters. Obviously, he used to be a starter, so stretched out pretty well. And he's going to be facing off against Brocious, Posada, and Chucky Knobloch. So it's going to be a 2-4. A 2-4 to an 18 is going to be a K. And gets him looking. So Dennis Martinez gets Scott Brocious looking. Throws him a little slow curveball, and he was buckling his knees. Here's a 2-5. A 2-5 to a 6 is going to be a flyout with an error check. So that's down the line. And coming in to make the play is the right fielder who's playing right, Ryan Klesko. Not an amazing fielder, but actually a plus fielder. He's just average. And he hustles in and he makes the play down the line. So that is out number 2. And a 2-6 to Chuck Knobloch is going to be a ground out. That's going to be a grounder to second base. And so his second base compatriot counterpart makes the play. And the Yankees go down in the 9th. So Dennis Martinez comes in admirably, shuts down the Yankees in the bottom of the 9th inning in the Bronx with a tie ball game. We're tied 4-4, and that's definitely a win. No Yankee magic, at least not yet. Coming up for the Braves is going to be Galarraga, Lopez, and Klesko. They will not get a chance to face off against Graham Lloyd, who was he was sort of a lefty specialist. So let's go ahead and find a new Yankee pitcher for the 10th. Okay, the new Yankee pitcher is going to be Darren Holmes. He comes out for the 10th inning. 4-4 ball game as we head to the top of the 10th. It's going to be Galarraga, Lopez, and Klesko up for the Braves against the right-hander Holmes. And that's a 1-4 to Galarraga. 1-4 is going to be a solid, crisp single to right field. As Galarraga goes the other way and brings up Hoppy Lopez to the plate. A 1-5 to Lopez is going to be a ground out, and that's grounded to the second baseman. We assume the out at second. So he goes 4-6 to 3, and that's going to be a double play as the Yankees roll up the Braves. 2 outs in the inning now, and that brings up Ryan Klesko. 1-6. Klesko hits it far, but it stays in the park, and that's going to be caught at the wall in left by Strawberry. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Braves in the 10th inning. And Holmes comes in and does a good job there. It's going to be Dennis Martinez coming out for his second inning, and he's going to be facing a pinch hitter. Let's go ahead and bring actually, we're going to let Holmes hit for himself. I don't know if he has if he ever got an at bat. Let's see. Darren Holmes. He did not get an at bat, but Mike Stanton did, so let's just give him Mike Stanton's. He's Stanton was a 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1. Okay, so we have not a pinch hitter, but we're going to let the reliever hit for himself. Bench is running short with this 10-inning game. And all right, Holmes to bat against Dennis Martinez. Let's go ahead and lay down a bunt here. Are we bunting? We're not bunting. First batter of the inning. So swing away, young man. Here's a 2-3. And a 2-3 to a 0 is going to be a ground out to third. Chipper makes the play. Fires it over to first for the first out of the inning. And that brings up Bernie Williams. There's a 5-5 to Williams. And a 5-5 is going to be a line out or a pop out if it's a 7 or more. We got a line out. And that's going to be a line out right to the first baseman. Galarraga reaches out and makes the play. It's going to be 2 down in the inning with Derek Jeter coming to the plate. Jeter is a 25 batting run, so it's going to be a fly out down the left field line. Gerald Williams hustling over to the line, and he makes the play for the third out of the inning. That's going to send us to the 11th inning. Score still tied 4-4. This is the 98 Braves at the 98 Yankees, but we're playing with pitchers batting, so no DH, and so this has been quite the interesting game. Darren Holmes is going to come out for his second inning of work. He's got actually a 6 stamina, and he's only faced 3 batters, so he'll come out for a second inning. He's going to be facing off against Andrew Jones, Walt Weiss, and Keith Lockhart. Here's a 1-6. A 1-6 is going to be a fly ball to right center field, and the right fielder O'Neill ranges over and makes the play, and Walt Weiss steps in. Here's a 3-4. 3-4 to Weiss is going to be a single with an error check, so hit to right field, fielded cleanly by O'Neill. And Walt Weiss is now at first with Keith Lockhart to the plate. A 1-4 to Lockhart is a -8. That's a ground out with an error check, so he grounds it to Brocious at third. Brocious makes the play. He's up cleanly with it over to Knobloch covering second, so that's going to be out at second base. Let's see if they go ahead and turn it. Lockhart doesn't have good speed, and so that goes 5, 4, 3. Around the horn go the Yankees, and they are out of the 11th. No runs for the Braves. 1 hit, and just can't get that big hit since the first couple of innings. Good work by Darren Holmes as he comes in for 2 innings of relief. Gives up only 2 hits and no runs. We're going to head to the bottom of the 11th, and this is going to be O'Neill, Strawberry, and Martinez. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll push Dennis Martinez 1 more inning, see if he can stay out of trouble. Here's a 1-5 to a 2-5. That's going to be a fly out down the right field line. Klesko charging hard, comes in and makes the play, and that's going to be out number 1. 1 out in the bottom of the 11th inning. Here's a 2-5 to Strawberry. Strawberry is a 13. That's going to be another fly ball. This time we're going to check the left fielder, and Williams makes the play cleanly, and that's going to be out number 2 as we move to Tino Martinez. Martinez, a 1-5 to a 17. That's going to be a grounder to the shortstop. Weiss is up with it and over to first base, and a 1-2-3 inning for the Braves pitching staff. So admirable work done by Dennis Martinez as he throws 3 innings for the Braves. We're going to get a pinch hitter for the Braves, and be right back with that. Okay, the pinch hitter for the Braves is going to be Ozzie Guillen. Guillen extending his career playing for the Braves, mostly a defensive type of player, -9 batting runs. He's going to be facing off against, we need to bring in, we got 6. We can push Holmes 1 more inning. It'll be okay. He's still in the second column here. He's a 3.88. So a 3.5 from Holmes to Guillen. 3.5 is going to be a strikeout looking, and Guillen goes down for the first out of the inning. Pushes us back to the top of the lineup. It's going to be Gerald Williams. A 2-3 to Gerald Williams is going to be a ground out with an error check. That's to Knobloch at second. Knobloch is up to the challenge, and that's going to be out number 2. And Chipper Jones, here's a 2-3 to Jones. 2-3 is going to be a ground out with an error check. That's over to Tino Martinez at first, and Martinez scoops it up, and he tosses to the pitcher covering. So that's going to be another 1-2-3 inning for the Yankee pitching staff as they have completely shut down the Braves offense. And we head to the bottom. So that's 3 valiant innings for Holmes. We head to the bottom of the 12th, and it's going to be Brocious, Posada, and Chuck Knobloch against Mark Wohlers. Now, Wohlers was a 7.27 FIP, so he's pitching out of here. It could get wild and woolly real quick. So we'll see how Wohlers does as he comes in. So we're scraping the bottom of the reliever barrel now. Here's a 2-4, and a 2-4 to Brocious is going to be a walk. So Wohlers with the walk. Puts Brocious on the base, on first base, and it's going to be Jorge Posada up. A 3-6. 3-6 to Posada, so clean here, and Posada is a 6. So that's going to be a fly ball down the right field line, and that'll be out number 1 in the inning. Chuck Knobloch to the plate. There's a 4-6. Knobloch is a 5. So 4-6 to a 5. That's going to be a strikeout. So Wohlers gets him with the heat and gets him looking with that pitch on the corner. Still a runner at first base, and we're going to need to bring in a pinch hitter for Holmes as he's hitting in the ninth spot. Okay, the pinch hitter is going to be Tim Rock Raines, again another player from the 80s and 90s who extended his career toward the end of the 90s with the Yankees, and he will be hitting for the pitcher spot. The pitcher was Darren Holmes. Holmes went 3 innings, gave up only 2 hits and no runs, so a very nice performance for him. And he'll be facing Mark Wohlers, the soon-to-be closer for the Braves, but a very young Mark Wohlers had a real struggle year in 1998, 7.27 FIP. So we'll see. He's pitching out of this last column over here, and he'll be facing Rock Raines with 2 down and a runner at first base. That's going to be a 1-5, and a 1-5 to Raines, who is a 6. That's going to be a solid single up the middle. And the runner is going to advance to third base with 2 outs. That's going to be Scott Brocious to third. Turns the lineup back over to Bernie Williams with a chance to be a hero against Mark Wohlers. There's a 3-4, and a 3-4 to a 4-3 is going to be real bad. That is going to be a walk, so not as bad as I thought. 3-4, yeah. If he had been a little worse hitter, that definitely would have been a walk off. But he gets the walk, and that's going to push Raines to second base. That's going to be bases loaded, and Derek Jeter to the plate against Mark Wohlers in a very difficult situation. Bottom of the 12th inning, Atlanta, New York, 4-4, score tied. Derek Jeter to the plate with a chance to win it with a base hit. There's a 2-2, and that's going to be a walk-off winner for, a home run. I told you Wohlers was rough. He gives up the jack, 4-run home run, the grand slam, the old salami to Derek Jeter as the fans go nuts at Yankee Stadium as they take this game by the final score of 8-4. It was 4-4 all the way through. This is going to be a game winner in the 13th inning, and it's going to be 8-4. That was a great game. This was the series that never was, and Derek Jeter does what Derek Jeter does and walks off the game against the Braves. So a really good one. If you stayed with it the whole time, thanks. If not, and you skip forward, then you got to experience a really good ending here. As Mark Wohlers gives up the grand slam to Derek Jeter, he hangs a curveball. Jeter deposits it into the left center field stands, and the New York faithful who stayed and didn't go home, they saw a great game. All right, this is On Base using the 1990s game engine chart. And like I said, this 1990s decade set will be out hopefully by the weekend. And remember that tomorrow's opening day. This is opening week, and baseball is back. I think that's all I have for now. It's a long enough video, coming up on 55 minutes, but 13-inning game. Pretty crazy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.